What is up? Happy bowl game day to all who celebrate. Sons of UCF live here. We've got a pre-bowl edition. Got Brian W. Peterson with me. Got Dolly with me. We'll have a host of others stopping by at some point in time. So buckle in, grab a cold one. We'll get you right now around the horns on ESPN. You don't want to watch around the horn. You'd rather talk some UCF. That's why we are here. Brian, Dolly, thanks for hopping in. Appreciate you guys coming on. Let's start here. Dolly, give me a vibe check, man. How you feeling? 6-6 bowl game battle between Georgia O'Leary Bowl, if you will. What's the vibe like? How you feeling? How you feeling about today?
It's feeling good, man. We're a few days away from Christmas. Family's in town. Got a couple of drinks to me already. I'm feeling good. I see that. I think me and BWP said we were going to rock some gold, but I'm glad we did our old school O'Leary days. This is my little 24K action. So we just signed RJ Harvey. We got our back in the stable. It's good vibes all around.
Brian W., what's the vibe like for you down there in Boynton Beach?
Oh, it's good. It's good. Other than the Bulls getting a Boca Bowl win yesterday, vibes are good.
Who?
Yeah, the Cows. Yeah.
Never heard of them.
I can't tell you guys. I'm so excited to see RJ Harvey throw a pass into the end zone today. Can't wait for that. Can't wait to see if Boomer makes his field goals. Let's go.
I'll see some Grant Reddick today. That's all right. It's a bowl game.
Yeah, what's your? I saw. So for those in the dungeon, if you're not, by the way, it's the best money you could buy. Our good friend UCF Mike, who should be joining us here in a little bit, he's got. I don't know if you've seen it, Dolly, after the loving post about how Dolly has changed. The other cool post in there is UCF Mike is anti playing anybody good in this bowl game.
Oh, I was wondering what that was about.
I don't really know. What's your stance? I mean, how much do you want to see these guys play? We got RJ Harvey, who's going to play a little bit, right? He's coming back. Javon Kobe, don't really know yet. I think a lot of signs are pointing positive. For guys who are maybe going to come back next year, how much do you want them playing tonight? Is this that important to have them play all 60 minutes?
I mean, I definitely want to win. I don't know. I mean, remember Gus's whole thing of giving Bowser just kind of NFL minutes? I mean, he just signed with the Argonauts today in the CFL, which is awesome. I don't know. I get a healthy win, get some youth in there, see what we have our running back is going to be pretty stout for the next couple of years. So see some guys. I think we probably have a few guys that are still thinking about portaling. But let's give them an opportunity to get some good tape if they want to move on. But I think you got to unload the clip and just see what we got, man. 4th and 1, 4th and 2 action. I'd love to see some youth on the defensive side, see what we got on our linebacking core. It was pretty thin this year. And I'd like to see a little coming out party even more so from like a John Walker. So, yeah, I think you get some youth, but you definitely got to get a dub.
Speaking of some youth, let's bring in one of the newest guys and one of the youngest guys to the Suns, our good buddy, Andrew Cherico. Maybe.
He's thinking about it.
He's thinking about it.
Is he out there?
He's out there. Oh, he's back. There he is. And he's gone again. Brian David Peterson.
There
he is. What's up, Andrew?
How's it going? You guys all hear me well?
How many bowl games is this? We got you. How many bowl games is this for you? You're on the young side. Is this like the second or third bowl game for your UCF time?
Since I have been attending UCF, which I consider virtually when I attended New York, this is the second. The first one was last year.
Second bowl game. God bless the young, right? Just so precious. Brian, what about you? What do you want to see? What do you want to see out of this game? Guys playing, anything that you want to look out for?
I'm going to be watching the secondary. The Georgia Tech quarterback, Haynes King, can really throw it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first game without Corey Thornton, right? He's entered the portal, so I doubt he's going to be playing. So
he is not. He's not playing.
I suspect our secondary is going to be a little suspect tonight. So let's see how the DBs play in the backfield, and hopefully they can step up.
How about you, Andrew? What do you want to see out of tonight's game? Are you looking for a blowout? Do you want both teams to have fun? Do you want to see young players? What do you want to see?
I want to see a win. We know RJ Harvey with the great announcement yesterday is coming back, so I expect another great show tonight as a preview for next year.
What about quarterbacks? Do you think we'll see any Timmy McClain, any Dylan Risk at any point in this game, Dolly?
I mean, I'd like to see some Timmy just kind of tear it up, especially just given how how the Cows did yesterday and let him rip it in their home stadium. I'd love to see him. If we get up big, I'd love to see what we can do. Get a peek into the future. I know we're still trying to portal pop for a QB as is, but I think we got a lot of raw material in our QB room, and I'd love to see him sling it a little bit more this year.
What about you, Brian? You want to see some young quarterback play?
I don't know if we're going to get any young quarterback play. I think this is going to be a pretty evenly matched game. So my assumption is that Gus is going to keep JRP out there as long as necessary to win the game. So unless I'm wrong and it turns out to be, a first half blowout and we get some time in the second half, maybe we'll throw Risk out there. That'd be nice to see. Maybe gets him some reps, but I'd be surprised if we don't see JRP play the whole game. It's his last game too.
I definitely agree. Everybody wants a blowout, so we know it's not happening anymore. And this is JRP's last year, so I think Gus is going to let it rip.
Andrew, is there a young player you want to keep your eyes on? I know you stay plugged into the kind of recruiting scene and what's going on campus there. Is there a young player you want to see, or you really kind of looking forward to watching and hoping to get some reps here tonight?
I mean, I feel like somebody who had a really impressive year and somebody we're going to see take a great big step in the next coming years is John Walker, on the defensive line. He has been a wrecking ball whenever he has played, and I look forward to see him lead the line for the next couple of years.
John Walker is a man amongst boys. All right, fellas, another non-bowl topic, but still important for UCF. The best recruiting class ever has put their name to paper and will be coming to campus next year. Dolly, how big a deal is this recruiting class for UCF? A bunch of studs in this class. I mean, it's funny. We lost one 4-star kid in Day Farmer. It's almost like, yeah, okay, we have 7 more, which is just crazy to think about. But what's your impressions, Dolly, on this signing class? How big a deal is this for UCF?
I think it's what we expected to happen with Gus coming here. I'm glad that a lot of these guys wasn't really any last minute flips or surprises. These are guys that we locked down in the dog days of June and July, which is where the bulk of recruiting goes down. And we held on to them, man. There wasn't a John Walker from last year kind of popping up into Gainesville here and there and getting a little light envelope just to kind of have an idea if he wants to maybe stay here or go there. So I think it's huge. The guys that we got locked in, some trench monsters, Walt Claire is a beast under center, just kind of founds our O-line. And tight end play is back in East Orlando. We got Colin Fox. Pittman showed some promise this year. And then some dogs on the DBs and some cornerbacks as well from the East Coast of Florida. So some hometown heroes, some guys that stuck with it. I wish Day Farmer the best, probably better for whatever situation he has. But hey, we're a great parachute spot too for all this talent that's kind of leaving the state. Look at that with like a LeBlanc. Or guys that came home like RJ Harvey that are truly hometown heroes now. So I feel really good about this. I'm glad Gus got what we got locked down. And if we can add some sweeteners in the next couple of weeks before the January 2nd portal, I think we'll be cooking for next year.
Dolly, answer the question on screen by Loonian Loon, if I'm saying that right. Who's the best blue chip we got this round?
I'm going to go with Kylan Fox. Oh, you know what? The tie between the Grayson guys from Georgia. Walt Claire holds it down. He was wanted by a lot of people, but Colin Fox as well. I think that'll add something explosive that we've been missing. Our red zone efficiency has been kind of weak. So if we can kind of get some red zone pushes with some tight end play, I think we're going to be good there for the next couple of years in the immediate future.
Brian, how much do you think this class is going to help next year, right? I obviously know sometimes it takes guys a while to get on campus, get their body right, get the playbook right. How much do you think these guys can contribute next season?
I think we'll see some guys contribute right away. I mean, we saw it this year with John Walker, right? He came in and had an immediate effect in the locker room. So I think that we'll be able to get some of these guys in there and see what they can do. They're going to be young, right? So they're still going to be freshmen for the most part. I hear that the majority of them are coming to register early, so that'll be great for them to get on campus, get used to the lifestyle, get ready to get in football shape, as they say. But I think some of them will make an impact. It's not going to be a game changer overnight, though. It's built more of a foundation that we're building at the moment.
Andrew, what position group are you most excited about? Obviously, you saw UCF really kind of target a few position groups. What position group did you see from recruiting that you're really excited to see those guys get in here?
I was hoping I was going to ask this question. The running back room, Frankie Arthur and Stacey Gage. I mean, and this also adds to the significance of RJ Harvey coming back, because it gives those two new guys an opportunity to learn under one of the best running backs in all of college football last year. So I'm excited for our running room. I think our running room is going to be stacked for the next couple of years.
Does that get you guys concerned about portal options? We also signed Miles Montgomery from Cincinnati, right? So that's a crowded running back room. Dolly, do you sniff any portal looking for maybe the current running back crop?
I could see Richardson maybe moving on. I mean, Montgomery he's an excellent back. He just moved on because their RB1 in Clifton was getting the bulk of the carries. Hey, listen, I love we can kind of pilfer some great talent. I don't think they were pretty miffed about losing him, especially a guy that has 3 years, and I've liked his tape this year. I think we're going to be stacked at skill position, whatever happens in the portal, since we're kind of located where we're located. But we got some dogs. It'll be a little bit crowded, but I think you make the headway for RJ Harvey. He's probably going to be the bulk of the action next year. But you got some, kind of a replenished Swiss Army knife of options. And you'll need the switch up though too. So maybe they'll hang on. But if another guy leaves, I think we'll still be all right.
Yeah.
Brian, what are your thoughts? Obviously, still a lot of talk on the quarterback position. As we stand right now, Timmy McClain is QB1. Gus has been, I got you, Manny. Gus has been very vocal that he's looking out there for other guys. Where do you, or just UCF in your mind have to bring in a portal QB, or would you be comfortable if we decide to roll with Timmy next year?
I think it's okay if we roll with Timmy as our quarterback. My only concern would be the drop off after Timmy, right? So if we don't bring in a quarterback to either take that QB1 spot, compete for it, or at least have some experience to back Timmy up, that's where the concern really lies in my mind. I don't think we've gone a season in quite a while where we had QB1 start and finish the end of the season without going down to some sort of injury. So if Timmy goes down, who's going to step up next, right? We want some depth there. And if there are still some, players in the portal that we can snag that might be able to push Timmy or compete for that spot, I think that's probably what Gus is still going to be going for. He's going to be keeping his eye out to see who he can bring in to be his QB1 for next year.
All right. Well, I promised an extravaganza, and we got somebody who's going to join us now. You never know who's going to pop in here. We got a good friend, Kenny Morales, you may have seen on TV in the Tampa St. Pete area, UCF alum, now a content creator, and he's going to hop in and join us for a little bit. Kenny, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, fellas. How y'all doing?
We're better now that you're here. Yeah, we're better. So, what are the vibes, Kenny? You're still in Tampa, right? You're in that area.
Yeah. No, I live on the other side of the bay. I live in St. Pete, but yeah, I mean, Ray J is for me a 20-30 minute drive. So. Real close.
What are the vibes like for you right now? How you feeling about this game? How you feeling about the matchup? Give us a vibe check.
No, vibes are good. Vibes are good, man. I mean, I work in downtown now. My old job was here in St. Pete, but now I work right in downtown for Hillsborough County Public Schools, and we've been seeing a lot of UCF gear around when we go out there for work or if I'm going out with some friends. So that's nice to see. Should be a good turnout, and I'm feeling good about the matchup, man. Georgia Tech's a good team. They're solid. They're not a bad team by any means. Had some pretty good wins this year. But I think UCF will step up, and I'm excited to see him play. Especially, I'm excited to see what JRP looks like. So I feel like he's had a lot of rest. I'm curious to see if that leg is back to 100% or as close.
He was
100%.
Dancing.
He was dancing.
He was dancing.
I saw that. I didn't see a brace when he was dancing. Is he going to have a brace for the game? I don't know. We'll see.
I think the brace is precautionary at this point, right? I think that he's pretty much healed up, and I think it's precautionary.
Will we try to see JRP hurdle two defenders today?
Probably, but he probably shouldn't.
What's probably his last football game? If you're going to do it, now's the time.
Yeah, unless he's saving himself. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if he played some spring ball here for us. But I don't know if he's hanging on that long. It'll be interesting, man. I think we're gonna miss as much as the ups and downs that we beleaguered ourselves with. I think we're gonna miss that guy, man. He was a slinger. He came here. I'm so glad to have him as someone that represents our alma mater, and he's always been with class, just even on the camera, off camera as well. So if you told me that we can get him for another year, I put some Kingdom coins over to that as well.
Anybody want to answer this question again? I think this is Loonian Loon. Did any of you see the rise of Dylan Gabriel when he played at UCF? Did you see greatness in him, like maybe being a Heisman candidate?
I don't think we saw not that early.
I don't know about Heisman, but I mean, that Stanford game when he was just launching deep balls, I was like, holy cow, this kid's different, because that was still his true freshman season. And I mean, that's still his bread and butter is those deep passes. I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch Oklahoma enough to be like, did he get that much better? I mean, the stats were still really good, but Heisman, I'm not going to go there.
I watched him play Tulsa too many times, so I'm going to go ahead and say no.
He's always due for like a clunker. It just seemed, it always felt like.
Tulsa, and there was that one Cincinnati game where he threw, was it 2 or 3 picks?
He didn't play great in either Cincinnati game, really, right? That 19 game or that COVID
really.
game, he didn't play great.
You got to give it to him. I mean, he's literally secured a bag from coast to coast, from Orlando to Eugene. Like it's kind of
he's gonna be the poster child for like how to game NIL, right? He
was
he
one of
got
the
there a
first
little
ones.
too late. Yeah, he got there a little too late to get 3 bags, but now you can get 3 bags, right? Get the original bag, get your 1 transfer, and get your grad transfer bag. He just missed that first bag by like 2 years, but he's gonna be the model on NIL going forward.
There will
He's
be a
hitting
30
it for school.
That'll be like a 30 for 30 though too. Think about this. He was there on the cusp of a G5 getting up to a Power 5 league, then going the year before to a Big 12 going to the SEC, and now he gets to be the first year of a Pac-12 in the Big 10. I mean,
I totally forgot about that.
It's proper build. All from literally came to the mainland with the dream, Southpaw, and gamed the system. I love it.
Dude, all right, show of hands. Does anybody on this Zoom or on this chat here? Does anybody own any DG the Brand merchandise?
I think it was only UCF Problems that bought that, right?
Okay, I wasn't sure if we were still rocking the DG the Brand merchandise.
Actually, you guys can't see it, but one of these so these are all UCF photographs that are really cool pictures, and one of them, this one right here, is actually from that Stanford game, and it's a picture of DG, not because it's DG, but because it's just a really cool picture.
Yeah,
that's the closest thing I had to anything DG.
Andrew, you've obviously been on campus for a short amount of time here. What are your memories going to be of JRP and his time at UCF?
Oh man, JRP is such an awesome guy. Like back when Dolly was speaking about having him as quarterback, if he had another year of eligibility, I think he's a great guy. We never really had like locker room issues with him. Always had great character. The most problems we had with him was him trying to put his body on the line every single game, and we saw his growth as a quarterback throughout the seasons he's played. So. I would definitely, when he showed up to Spirit Splash, it was great. When I had ran a giveaway for one of his jerseys, when he announced he was donating his proceeds for the jersey sales to the Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital, he reposted that and we spoke about that. So that was awesome. So I think he's one of the most genuine dudes I've ever met.
All right, let's continue to skew younger. One of our newest friends here at the show, Clay Pasco, is on site.
Look at that hair.
Look at that hair. I mean, that'd be great. You're on mute, by the way, Clay. We can't hear a word you're saying. But what's the vibe? You're where are you? In a parking lot? Where are you at?
That's definitely
I'm in this huge parking lot right in front of Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah.
A lot of tailgating going on. I'm actually heading to the stadium right now as we speak. Just parked here. It was insane getting in here. A lot of people being exited out due to not buying parking passes, so I had to wait behind that. But yeah, no, we're in the stadium. Maybe I can switch this camera around. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, Raymond James is right over there.
What's the tailgate scene look like? Crowded, busy, a lot of UCF. How many Georgia Tech you seeing?
Oh, I see more Georgia Tech than I do UCF, and that's kind of sad right now. But look, right here, there's some Georgia Tech fans.
Go say hi.
I'll go infiltrate now. But I see a lot of Georgia Tech. Maybe they're down here for the holidays. Couldn't tell you. But yeah, it looks pretty even. It looks like it might be a packed house tonight. We'll just have to see. Well,
they didn't play in a bowl game last year, so their team's probably pretty excited to be traveling for bowl season.
Oh yeah. They look excited to be here. I don't see anyone who looks like they're down in the dumps or think they're going to lose this game. So.
All right, Clay, we got the weather. We got the sports covered with Kenny. I'm gonna need the weather covered with you. What's the weather report out there? What's the temp like? I see you got a hoodie on. Are we cold? Are we rainy? What do we got?
Well, it's windy, and I'm trying to cover my AirPods so you don't hear constant wind. It's a nice day. It's a nice night. It's beautiful. A lot of clouds. Not cold. It's maybe a bit chilly to those who, are used to Florida and not from up north like I am. But it's a nice night.
What's Clay's origin story? He just popped into the scene. I know he's a student. But where are you from? What are you studying?
All right. So where I'm from is kind of complicated. My dad's in the Air Force, so I grew up moving a lot of different places. I was born in Tampa, lived there until I was 1. Lived in a variety of other states since then. Moved back to Tampa when I was 14. Of course, attended UCF. I'm majoring in legal studies, pre-law, and minoring in political science.
Love it.
Is this your first bowl game, Clay?
No, technically no. I went to the Peach Bowl in 2015 against Florida State against Houston. The UCF bowl game, yes, this is my first UCF bowl game.
First UCF. What are your expectations? What do you want to see today? What's going to make Clay happy as he's walking out of the stadium tonight?
Well, seeing Jared play last time or play his last game, I want him to play lights out. I don't really want to blow out. I'm not a huge fan of blowouts, whether you're the one getting blown out or we're doing the blowout. I love a good game, and I just hope that it's a good close game and we come out at the winning side of it.
Where are your seats at, Clay? Where are you sitting at? You got good seats? You got good view?
Yeah, I'm in section 228. I'm like row H. So I like being a little bit high up, being able to see everything, but at the same time not being too high up to where you're in the nosebleeds.
Gotcha. And we know you're underage, so you never would think about any sort of illegal drinking. But what are you seeing there in the tailgate scene? Any beverages of choice you're seeing around there?
I've seen a lot of high noon so far. And I'm seeing these grow more and more by the year. But I'm seeing a lot of red Solo cups as well, so they're probably keeping it hidden.
Never trust a red Solo cup, Clay. That's a good old college rule, man. Hey, we appreciate you hopping in. Enjoy the game. Feel free to check back in later, man. Enjoy your first experience with the UCF Bowl game, man. Appreciate you hopping in.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me. Go nice.
See you, Clay.
Bye, Clay.
Well done.
Yeah, buddy.
That kid's hair would play in 2023 and 1973 any campus.
I'm a little bit like he just kept doing it. Like, hey man, look at all this hair I got. Like
that's incredible flow on his part.
Great flow.
Hey, can anybody confirm? I'm seeing a lot of stuff in the chat. I wasn't checking Twitter. People are saying that Javon just tweeted he's back. Anybody confirm that? Anybody see that yet on their?
No, really?
On their Twitter timeline?
I think I saw something with JP say the wire just hit, so it could be.
with Javon, you can't take him serious though.
Yeah, he's kind of a joke.
Well, everyone's saying he's back. I got Mario.
He's back.
Chat.
I think we do. Let me see. Looking for confirmation.
Just for the show. Everyone here telling us we're idiots. We're all staring at our phones there.
Elite just tweeted it.
Okay, well, there you go.
I'm back. Javon.
All right,
yeah,
all right, Brian. Brian, how big a deal? How big deal is that, Brian?
That's huge. That's huge. Now we've got RJ, we got our running back 1, and we've got our wide receiver 1 back. So
that means Kobe's back then too.
I don't think Kobe was ever really in danger of leaving. I think he was going to stay.
You never know these days.
Well, they
true.
just had they could transfer. That's awesome though.
Yeah,
that's serious.
Okay, we talk.
What's going on with Townsend?
Still in as far as everyone knows.
Still in, right? Yeah, he hasn't jumped in the portal yet. Good.
I mean, I'll tell you one thing. I was thinking about this, getting ready this morning. Like, I still want my special teams touchdown this year.
We need that. Yeah.
That'd be killer if he can get that. I think if he stays and he's in the mix, that's scary, man. That's scary hours with an off season, whoever we have in the portal or what we have in the room right now with Henshaw, and those 3 skill positions, we're cooking.
Okay, if you have a question for Adam.
Oh, geez.
You're doing all the questions. So here's a question.
I didn't prepare this, Brian. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I pulled a trace on you.
You did. Well, Trace would freak out if you did that.
Do you think the wide receiver room or the running back room is more stacked in 2024, given what we know right now with Baker and RJ and Kobe?
Ooh, I'm going to go running back room because I feel like after Townsend, where are we, right? I think we lost like 2 Griffins in the receiver room. I think Whittemore's coming back. We didn't see him play a ton. I think Jared Baker's, I think he's been here since like 2017. So I think he's out of eligibility. Amari Johnson's in the portal. I know we got some young kids. I think Tyree Patterson's going to get some run today. So I think we have talent there. It's just kind of unknown, right? I think with the running back room, with bringing in Montgomery, who we've already seen, we've got RJ Harvey, who we know about. We got Johnny Richardson. DeMarcus Bowman is the fastest person on the field who actually didn't get on the field. So, you have talent there, plus the 2 blue chips you're bringing in. I would think you would go running back room there.
That's fair.
Kenny, we talk a lot about Gus and not being a good closer and the transfer portal. Does he get credit for bringing these 3 guys back? I mean, at the end of the day, we won't count these guys as portal acquisitions, but in today's college football, man, keeping your guys out of the portal, bringing them back is probably just as important. Should Gus get some sort of credit, like an asterisk next to his name on this portal class?
I think so. And also I felt like he closed well on signing day too. Like, all things considered, I mean, you look at all the different schools that had guys flip on signing day. We had 1 guy flip. That's not the end of the world. I mean, I would love to have that kid back, but signing 18, 19, I think that's pretty dang good, especially considering, what is it, 8 of those 18 are blue chip. I mean, if you'd have told me, when I was a student at UCF that they're going to get 8 blue chip recruits, I might have fainted right there and then, or I would have just called you a liar. So I think as a closer, I think he's done a fantastic job so far.
The thing about the signing day is that it happened so fast. Like, right, we had all of our recruits signed by early afternoon. It felt like usually it's like a long day process.
Before noon.
Yeah, I mean they wrapped them up. They started early at like 7:30, and they banged them out real quick, and everybody was like, "All right, the day's over."
Great. I love it.
Well, back in the day, it was the whole pop and fun of it was your big ceremony with your high school. Now these kids, the direct deposits already hit. So
yeah.
I'm just showing up for work.
The ceremonies are just
just a formality. Yeah,
formality at that point.
What I love is Andrew Cherico doesn't know a recruiting class worse than like 40 in his time at UCF, which is crazy because we would have killed for that stuff back in the day.
Oh my goodness.
It's been fun to see, man. Coming right into UCF around our peak rise in football. I mean, it hasn't been. I couldn't have asked for anything more, and getting to see all these blue chips over the next couple of years, because I'm entering my sophomore. I mean, I'm entering the second half of my sophomore year, so. It's so much fun to just be around all this new talent, and seeing the program grow. Hopefully, we get some more fans in the stadium next year. We can bring back that energy that I saw in 2017 and the craziness going on, because there were some games where I felt it was a little bit lackluster, but I feel like if we start winning some football games, we'll have great attendance, no doubt.
Andrew, you get the benefit of having seen the blue chip recruits when you're young, because you're also a Jets fan too. So,
wow, welcome to the team. I love it, Brian. I know you got a Jet, man. Brian, I know you got a Jet. I know you got some family stuff, man. Any last words? Any predictions on the game?
Oh, prediction. Let's see. I'm gonna go UCF 37, Georgia Tech 28. I think it's going to be closer games. It's not going to be a blowout. Sorry, guys. I know you guys all want to see a blowout. I'd like to see a blowout, too, as long as we're on the winning side of that. But, yeah, I think it'll be a great game. I think this is going to be much better from a watching football perspective than the game was last night, which was terrible to watch if you just like college football.
Yeah. Good teams win, great teams cover.
Keep talking about a game last night, Brian. I'm not familiar with that. But, Brian, we will see you around, my friend, man. Thanks for hopping in.
Love you, brother.
Everyone.
All right,
well, we lose Brian, but we gain another on-scene reporter, our friend Miles.
There we go.
At, _ all night, our betting expert, and the man now with the best mustache on this entire live stream here. What's going on, Miles, brother? How are you? You're absolutely on mute too, by the way. Mute. Hit the mute. No, you nodding doesn't help me. You talking helps me. Yeah, you're on mute.
There we go.
Yeah. Miles is in.
You got to rotate the phone apparently to find the mic button. But NFL Stadium, this whole place is covered in speakers, so I don't really think this through. I'm gonna have to play around with that mic button while I'm on. But
you sound good.
You sound great. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Good old wire headphones from 2010. So what's up?
What's the vibe like? How crowded is it so far? We heard Clay earlier said a lot of Georgia Tech fans. What are you seeing?
I've seen about an even mix so far. He might have been partying with Tech fans, who knows? But I don't know. I've seen good so far. This is the earliest I've ever been in a stadium for a game. So yeah, it's definitely not full yet. So I ran in here to jump on with y'all.
Love it.
What's your seat situation look like? It looks like you got good view right there. Where you at?
Oh, I just found a little corner to prop myself up in where I wasn't going to bother anyone. But our good friend Jeff Allen hooked me up with some seats nice down low. I'm going to be actually right up in front, and we're going to be having a good time down there.
This is your first time meeting Jeff?
It is, yeah.
Dude, Jeff is – I've known Jeff for like over a decade. Salt of the earth. You're going to have a good time.
I got to behave myself a little bit. But
no, he gets rowdy. He gets rowdy.
Yeah, he gets rowdy. Yeah, he gets rowdy.
Right
yeah, you'll be good. You'll be good. All right, Miles, you are our resident betting expert, although you wouldn't know it by the bowl pick'em. What place are you in on that, by the way? I haven't checked.
I'm in like the 30s now. I don't know. I gave y'all a few game head start. I started out 3-4. I've gone 3-0 the last 3 games though. So we're sitting at 6-4. I'm nipping your heels. Don't worry.
All right. Well, keep that in mind as Miles tells you. I know you were looking at some prize picks for this game. If you're not on the prize pick apps, go download it from the App Store. Suns 12 get you 100% deposit match up to $100. So, Miles, I know you were looking at some parlays there, some choices. What do you got? What do you recommend for Night Nation tonight?
All right. Well, I got 3 UCF picks and then 1 Georgia Tech pick for tonight. Cool thing with prize picks too. If a player doesn't play for whatever reason, late opt-out, anything like that, you get your money back, actually. So they're not going to keep your money on all that. So keep that in mind when you're looking to play.
Kenny likes that.
I like that.
But anyhow, we got I'm going to start with JRP. All right, so I'm going to take JRP. I'm looking at his rushing yards. Right now, is the last line I saw was at 62.5. Actually up a little bit from yesterday. He was at 57.5. He had some injury issues throughout the season. But the last 3 games, he averaged 72 yards on the ground every game in the last 3. So, looking at 62.5, probably going to take the over.
You're going over?
Oh yeah, over for sure.
Dolly, you like that? Dolly, you like that action? You like over?
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll tell you what. I got a little bit of a content because I knew Miles was going to do picks. My family's in town. My grandmother gave me her Christmas card, and I'm pretty sure there's money on it. I want to put on that and tail Miles whatever he's doing.
Wow.
But I don't know how much that is. So keep on with your picks. I'm going to open it up right now.
For the card.
Right.
There we go.
All right, 62.5. All right.
Yeah, he's had a month to be healthy. It's also his last game in a UCF uniform. I expect him to ball out, call his own number, that kind of thing. So, over on his rushing yards. My second pick is actually going to be Javon Baker, Mr. Coming Back next year. We're looking at receiving yards on this one, over under 71.5. Andrew, what do you think?
Repeat that one.
We're looking at Javon Baker receiving yards, over under 71.5. What do you think?
Over. We're probably gonna get a couple good, like where JRP does that 5-yard rollout, throws it to Javon, and he takes it like 40 yards at a time.
Little pop passes, as long as the ball goes forward, also count for receiving yards. Javon Baker, with me, his thing's consistency. 8 of the 12 games he played this year, he would have covered that 71.5. He averages 80.5 in all games this season. So get Javon Baker over 71.5 receiving yards. Next one's going to be RJ Harvey. This was one I was going to stay away from for a bit. It is super inflated. Over under currently 122.5.
Ooh.
Kenny, what do you think?
122?
Yesterday was 125.5. It's actually down 3
big
yards
number.
yesterday.
I love RJ. That's a big number. That's too big for me. I'm gonna go under. That's a big number.
RJ Harvey averages 108 yards per game this season. But I'm going to give you a little tidbit. Everyone remembers Isaiah Bowser, similar player. The last bowl game that we played against the Gators before he came back for his final year, Gus just fed him the ball. 35 carries, 155 yards. That season, Isaiah Bowser only averaged maybe 85 yards a game. So RJ Harvey's going to get that work today. He's also healthy. He's doing bowl practices. Yep. He's ready. I'm taking over on that too. By the way, I've got all over, so it can't end well.
I like it. I like it though. I like it.
And then my last one, Haynes King. If you want to do a little parlay with the Georgia Tech, I call this a little bit of a emotional hedge. That way if he balls out and goes over on his stats too, it's all okay. We made a little money. I'm actually looking at rushing combined with passing yards. Haynes King averages 229.6 passing and 54 on the ground. That's good for an average of 283.6 for the season. The over-under currently is set at 256.5. If you saw me on Twitter yesterday talking about juicy lines, this one was sitting at 242. So it's up 14, 15 yards from yesterday. I would definitely take the over on this. His rushing long on the season is a 71-yard rush against Boston College, so we know he's got some wheels. He didn't get chased down by DBs or safeties or anything like that. I expect him to pop a couple good runs against our okay rushing defense. And then all he has to do is put up maybe 200 in the air, and you're going to cover that 256.5 with Haynes King rushing and passing.
Miles going all over on the prize picks. Dolly, give me your assessment. All over. What? Hey, what did Grandma hook you up with? If you want to tell us, and B, how you gonna split that money?
It was the 1 year I get trounced on this. It's a cousin dinner before the new year.
Okay.
So no, it's inflation. So no coin this year. I probably should have one there, with some Macy's gift cards, all that. But this card right here was no catch. So, but I will tail Miles with. I'll text you. We got some time.
Okay. All right.
I was
Miles.
gonna say, if you're not on board with all overs, take off either Javon Baker or RJ Harvey, because I feel like if something's working, we're gonna roll with that.
Okay.
All right, Miles. I know we got a pick video I'll play in a second from you there, but give us your prediction. What do you see tonight in the game?
Score prediction: I got UCF 37, Georgia Tech 31. I'm kind of riding that just under 70 range. I honestly expect the game total to go under, but I put together a little parlay, so that's my score prediction. Just hoping for that. I would take the total points under, though. It's two teams that like to run the ball. I go over this in my my whole pick video, but yeah, definitely take the under on the total. And obviously, we got to ride with our Knights.
Got to ride with our Knights. Miles, we appreciate you hopping in, man. Have fun. What's the drink of choice tonight? What are you going to be sipping on?
I'm usually an IPA guy, bourbon, things like that. So a little brown, little heavy beer.
Do you owe Jeff Allen a drink? What's the situation there?
I got two hands, right?
Last time I checked, I don't know.
Good answer.
I'll take your word for it. All right, Miles, man. Have a blast, man. Enjoy the game. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Right on. Go Knights.
Go Knights, Miles.
Go Knights, baby.
Dude, that Miles' friendship this year has been one of the best things of this entire season. I don't know if you guys saw me tweet about this. It was the last game of the season where you get on the field and this guy just walks up to him and goes, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm Miles," and he gets a photo with him thinking it was a recruit or a player. It was fantastic.
Yeah, you guys can't tell. Miles is a unit. Miles is at least all you've seen him. What, 6'4"?
Yeah, he's huge, dude.
6'4".
He looks like he could play.
6'4", 275.
Yeah,
he's a unit. Yeah. He looks
down
like
too. Yeah, dude, he'll crush those IPA. He'll literally crush 2 IPAs and be like, "I feel good, man."
He's got 2 hands. Last time I checked. Kenny, what are your expectations for this game? Right? Do you think Gus is going to open the playbook and, as Dolly said earlier, him and Hinshaw just empty the clip and go all kind of crazy, left tackle sweep type plays, or give me a prediction on Gus's game plan tonight.
No, I think I don't know if they'll open up the playbook that much, but I think they'll stick to their guns. I think they'll do what got them wins this year. Feed RJ Harvey, let JRP do his thing. My biggest concern is the defense. Can you slow down? Haynes King's had a good season. He's had a good season, and Georgia Tech has been solid. So that's where my worry is that side of the ball, as pretty much has been the entire season. But let's see if that side of the ball can step up a little bit, kind of like how they did against Oklahoma and some other games. Then I feel confident moving forward, but we'll see.
Sorry, Miles in the chat. 6'4", 295. No eligibility
big
left.
Boy.
I thought he's a unit, dude. Like I walked up to him. I was like, "Oh my God, you're the largest human I've seen up close in a long time."
That's funny.
Contrary to what Kenny said, I think we're going to see Gus open up the playbook for JRP. I think we're going to see him rip it today. I think we're going to get a couple bombs early on. I think the nerves might get to him in the first quarter, knowing that it's his last game. But I feel like as the game progresses, I think you're going to see some really good and innovative passing plays for JRP. Of course, that doesn't by all means. RJ Harvey is going to cook. He is going to get what's his. But JRP, I think, is going to be player of the game today.
To go off real quick, Andrew. Speaking of RJ Harvey, okay, I will say this: he will throw a touchdown pass. He will throw a touchdown pass today.
Oh, that's bold. Bold pick. I like it, though.
Come on. He's been due one. Give Edgewater's finest a touchdown pass. He deserves it.
He's been trying for a long time. I know that's for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, it's about to get negative, friends. UCF Mike's here. UCF Mike has joined the show.
I love you, baby.
It's about to go downhill.
This is straight Ehos of UCF tonight. I like it.
Here we go. UCF Mike, my friend. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing just fine. How's everybody going?
We are going well. You got to give us a vibe check. I know if you're not on the dungeon again, Mike is famous on there. Give me a vibe check. How you feeling? Are you excited? You nervous? Or you don't really give a shit?
I am not nervous at all. Not at all, because it's a scrimmage, boys. It's an exhibition game. It's an extra game.
Here we go.
If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win.
Yeah, you've already lost Kenny. Kenny's like, I'm done. See ya.
It means nothing. The game means absolutely, but everybody's here for a good time. Everyone wants to go watch a game, go have a good time, have a drink, have fun. But if we lose, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
The last time I was at that stadium was with Mike. Watched the 1-4. We had a blast. That was throwing ice.
That's a game that had some juice to it, that had stakes to it. We win. We're in the conference championship game. It was a rivalry game. That's what I wanted for this bowl game. I wanted to play somebody where I got emotional about it. I cared about it. I wanted to play Miami. I would have played the Cows. I wanted to play in Boca. We're playing Georgia Tech. It's the Georgia O'Leary Bowl.
White Horse.
George and his family.
White horse.
Yeah, dude, you connected with the White Horse. Yeah, I gotta say that was a great interview of you two with that. But yeah, and you can hear him literally light up when you're asked about the Yankees, which is we've been in pain on that, but it's still like you're still talking to George O'Leary about the Yankees. It's awesome.
He had about 6 or 7 end stuffs and just that one Yankee question I gave him. He went on for about 6 minutes on that.
Yeah.
Quick update. I texted George at 1:02 today and said, "Have a great game, coach. By the way, do you still have that picture of you with the goalpost?" And he has not responded. So I'll keep you posted. Our relationship may have soured. I'll keep you posted. But he told Mike and I he's not getting there until 5:00. So he's probably walking in the stadium right now and flipping the coin and stuff, and then just gonna go sit in a booth the rest of the night, drink some bourbon.
He's awesome. God bless him.
God bless George. Mike, RJ Harvey, 122.5 rushing yards, over or under?
I looked at the prize picks. I made some prize picks bets. I stayed away from that one because I could see it happening. He breaks off a 60-yarder or something like that. All of a sudden he goes over. I wouldn't bet it. I typically stay with the unders now. I've learned my lesson as this season's gone on. Everybody wants to bet overs. I go unders now. I took JRP under 250 passing yards. I took Holler. I think it was under 24.5 receiving yards.
That's fair.
And I got under on a Georgia Tech receiver. I can't remember his name right now, with under 25 yards.
Sound betting advice. Mike usually zigs when everybody else zags. That's typically how that works around here. Mike, news. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter. You're not on Twitter anymore, so you probably didn't. Looks like Javon Baker has announced he will be back at UCF. So now in 2 days, RJ Harvey, Javon Baker back. I'm seeing messages that maybe Kobe Hudson's also coming back. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it officially yet, though, Mike. But how much credit do you give Gus for holding on to those 3 dudes?
Yeah, you got to give him some credit for that. I mean, everybody's getting on him for not signing the free agents, the guys that are in the portal, but you got half the battle is keeping the guys here. And these are the guys that are the biggest impact on offense. He kept them around for a year. And if you would have asked me when the season was over, if we were going to have all 3 of those guys back, I would have said no way. I would have said maybe 1, hopefully 2, but there's no way all 3 come back. And yet here we are. So that's a great job.
Yeah, definitely a lot of talent coming back. Andrew, what are your thoughts on, look, we got to, think about the quarterback situation. Obviously, RJ Harvey, receivers, but the O-line is going to go through some transition next year. Nothing gets people more excited than O-line talk. What do you think about the O-line next year? How concerned are you about that unit and sort of what's coming back there?
There were a lot of moving pieces last season. And there were some games where they were solid, and RJ Harvey had parted the sea for RJ Harvey to go 100 yards a run. And then there were some games where he couldn't find the hole for his life. So it's a lot of moving parts. I feel like when you have good playmakers, though, and you have a good scheme, that helps the O-line out and it allows you guys to build. But from what I've seen, I think our O-line will be probably around the same play as this year. You're going to get consistent some games, inconsistent other games. So that's just how I'm viewing it as of right now.
Kenny, you mentioned defense. We're going to lose a guy. I think somebody who's going to be underrated for UCF. We're going to look back in this guy's career in like 3 or 4 years and not really realize how much we should appreciate him. But Tremon Morris-Brash is going to play his last game as a Knight. I know you've seen a bunch of him play. How big a loss do you think it's going to be to not have Drop next year?
Yeah, it's going to sting. It's going to sting a little bit. I love Drop. He was fantastic. He is underrated. I mean, I forget where he finished in like nationally in terms of sacks. I know he was tops in like Big 12 and tackles for loss. But honestly, I think they'll make up for it with some good players. Like one of the guys that I campaigned for, like middle of the season, was Malachi Lawrence. I was like, dude, this guy doesn't see the field a whole lot, but whenever he does, all he does is produce. And as the season went along, we see him get a little bit more playing time, and he continued to produce. I think he could be like really big for us next year. And I'm curious to see some of the other guys. I mean, we haven't seen the kid from Oklahoma, Derek LeBlanc. You'll have him. I'm curious to see who else. Maybe they bring someone else in from the portal. You know, Drop is such a good individual player. It's hard to replace him with just one other singular guy. I think you kind of have to do it by committee.
All right. The Suns cavalcade continues. Our man on the scene looks like he's on the ground. Stat Boy Drew, aka Andrew Glukoff, has now joined us from the field. Andrew, what's going on, buddy?
Hey man, it's been wild for me just to get in the stadium. As you can see, players are starting to come out on the field a little bit. Starting to hear some cheers. It's game time.
What's the crowd situation look like? We've heard a lot of Georgia Tech dominating so far. What are you seeing?
Well, I mean, it's early. Let's take a look. So that's the Georgia Tech side over there. That's the UCF side. As we know, UCF fans are notorious for showing up in the middle of the first quarter. So leave all judgment until the end of the first quarter to give that judgment.
Andrew, who's a guy you're looking forward to watching tonight? Who's somebody that you want to see how he performs, or maybe a young guy you want to see step up?
Well, he has nothing to prove at this point, but I want to see how Xavier Townsend does, because there's potential that he may have more of a primary role depending on what happens in the offseason. As we just heard today, the NCAA has officially said any player that's transferred once can do it again at no cost. So a player like a Javon Baker, he could walk and not have to sit out a year. So there could be some fallout from that ruling that we haven't seen yet once the season's over.
Well, Javon tweeted he's coming back. Now, I guess it was to UCF, but I'm sure there's still that loophole that we have to think about.
Now it's official. So, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. There may be some fallout on it. Who knows? But, you know, you always want the cool thing about the bowl season is you get those 15 extra practices. And that's so valuable for a team, especially one that had a bunch of guys from the transfer portal. You want to get those young guys some extra time and you know, continue to work towards the future. That's what these bowl practices are really for, is to really help the guys that are going to be there next year, as opposed to just the guys going out now. The game plan for 2023 is already set. They know it. 2024 just got an early audition in the practices this past week.
Anybody got any questions for Andrew, fellas?
Have we had a George O'Leary sighting yet?
I have not seen George O'Leary yet. I've heard that they keep him in a oxygen regulated place so he doesn't age at all. He's in perfect condition. So they bring him out, he'll do his thing, and then they can roll him back in.
Andrew, what do you expect? What do you expect out of JRP tonight? Is he just going to go wild? Just everything's on the table for him? What do you think? It's his last football game.
Yeah, it's his last game. You know, no holds barred. I mean, he's going to look for his spots. You know, we saw during the season that he kind of slowed down a little bit. You know, coming back from the injury, he had a little bit of hesitation, which is natural and it's expected. But I think you're going to see that worry go out the window, because this is his last chance to show the league that he has a place in it. And as a kind of a tweener guy, he's not really a quarterback. He's an athlete. He's going to have to prove that there's a place for him in the National Football League, and this is his last chance to really do it.
Do you think there's going to be a blowout score prediction? Give me something.
I think there's going to be a lot of points because neither of these teams can stop the run. Both defenses are pretty bad, and both offenses are pretty good. So I'm expecting a good amount of points. You know, at least 28 points each is my prediction.
Andrew, I know you just got on scene there. Have you heard or seen any update on the kicking situation? I know Colton Boomer had some struggles. I know he's still listed on the depth chart, but believe that for as much as you want at this point. Have you seen or heard anything on the kicking situation for tonight?
Well, he is on the field. He has been warming up. In fact, I can see him right over there, standing over there. So he is in the building and is ready to go. And looks like he's been the primary guy. So I'm assuming they're going to ride him at this point. Here's the truth. Bowl games are largely exhibition games. I don't think you're going to see any massive changes at this point.
You just made UCF Mike's night. I know you're not the uniform guy. Maybe you are a little bit. We got gold, black, black. Give me your analysis on UCF's uniform.
Wait, what? I'm not the uniform. Have you read my Twitter?
Brian W. Peterson is not here. I mean, he's number one. You're right behind him. He is -1. Oh wow,
that guy has such a terrible view on uniforms. I mean, the fact that he's pro gold means he needs to sit down and know his place. You know, they're going with the black gold, but the gold black, the black pants being the night mode pants to better match the helmet. You know, I'm actually okay with this because Georgia Tech's gone all white, so you want to have something that contrasts with that. You know, we grew up in the era that UCF wore gold helmets. No problem with gold helmets, but they don't work as a jersey. And I'm glad that Brian's wishes continue to not be, made true. And I hope that continues to not be made true.
It's pretty strong words for a class president, Andrew.
Ex-president. I didn't vote for him.
That's fair.
When did you graduate, Andrew?
When? 2006.
Okay.
Not my president. Andrew, how many bowl games have you been to, and what do you love about sort of the bowl atmosphere?
Well, this is my 10th. I was at the first one in 2005, the Hawaii Bowl. I have been a member of the UCF. I was. So it was my last year in the UCF marching night, and we were told that the band. Oh, here comes.
We'll never know.
Yay, go team.
Okay.
Anyway, we were told that the band would be taken to any bowl game except the Hawaii Bowl. And UCF was supposed to go to the GMAC Bowl, but the bowl kind of colluded against their own rules because they thought they'd get a better quarterback matchup between Toledo and UTEP, which turned out to be a dud. So UCF got relegated to Hawaii. Well, I saved up some money and was not going to let that ruin my UCF Hawaiian holiday. So I ended up going on my own with a friend and enjoyed being a fan so much I never went back to the marching band. And it's been magic ever since.
So without Trace Trelko in the press box tonight, how much easier is it going to be to get some brownies and cookies over there?
Oof. We have to repeat that one. That broke up a little bit.
I say there's no Trace Trelko to elbow around in the press box, so how easy is it going to be to get them snacks?
Oh man, Trace is like a guard dog. I mean, I already had a box meal for today, which did have a cookie in it, so I'm good on my sweets for a while. I've got a girlish figure to maintain, and I'm doing a terrible job of it. So I don't think any more sweets for the rest of the night for me, but definitely going to be diving into the Coke Zero.
All right, Andrew, for people who like to get yelled at about uniforms and want updates on the game, where can they follow you tonight?
You can follow me at StatBoyDrew on Twitter. I don't call it X because it just sounds weird. And of course, you'll see my post game up on the website, hopefully sometime tonight.
Awesome. All right, man. Get up there, enjoy the game. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for making the trip to Tampa, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's great to go north of the bridge.
I don't know what that means, but I'll take your word for it.
Go.
Well, I live in Bradenton, and the people live, south of the bridge. They sometimes are called SOBs. We wear that with pride. South of the bridge could mean another thing too. But so going north of the Skyway is always nice from time to time.
All right, we'll take it, man. Enjoy the game.
All right, guys. Go Knights.
Charge on.
Go Knights. Charge on.
Trace has a walk and talk. That may be a stalking doc that we'll get at.
Kenny, as a native on the West Coast, is this SOB take correct? Can you fact check that for me?
I don't know. Well, I've only lived here for about 6 years, so I can't tell you for sure if that's a correct take or not. I'm going to go ahead and say that he is correct. I'm assuming he's from here originally. I was raised in Fort Myers, so 2 hours a little more south of here, but that's a bit of a drive from Bradenton to
people that live in St. Pete. That's a derogatory term, SOB. Or
no, it's for he was saying Bradenton, which I mean, I thought he was saying with the bridge, he was saying St. Pete, but Bradenton also, like, that's another bridge. You're crossing two bridges if you're coming from Bradenton.
You remember that, Mike, right? People used to say the bridge and tunnel crowd in Manhattan.
Sure. I mean, I don't.
Sure.
Not really.
Dolly, you got to learn. You can never throw it to Mike unless you know he's ready for the ball. You know what I mean? You got to make eye contact, know he's ready for the ball before you throw it to him.
Mike. That's my dog.
You gotta wait for it. We gotta wait for the eye contact. All right, fellas, what's on tap for tonight? Mike, what's the scene like? Brian was upset you were not going to the den. What's your game set up tonight?
Well, by the way, the Den's not even having a watch party. This is how I can tell you this game is not a big game. One, you're not at the game. Peterson's not at the game. I'm not at the game. The Den is not having a party for the game. I didn't even pick up a 6-pack. I have no beer here. I'm just hanging out. I'm drinking a water. Maybe in the second half, I'll pour myself a scotch on the rocks or something. But guys, it's a practice.
Yikes. All right. Well, I mean, thanks for peeing on our Cheerios. Kenny, what's your game plan? I saw the IPAs. You got a food set up tonight? Get us inside the Kenny Morales house.
Oh, no food set up, unfortunately. I thought about going to the game, but I had a couple buddies and some family that were thinking about going, but they ended up backing out at the last minute. So I was like, I've already been to the last 2 Gasparilla Bowls. I'm kind of Gasparilla out. I've already been to 2 UCF games this year too. I was like, all right, I'll just watch from home. Was supposed to take the wife to a brewery here, but she's giving me she's grilling me right now while she plays The Sims. What's
going on there?
Yeah, but the brewery doesn't have any TVs, so I was like, wait a minute,
that's
let's go to a different brewery where they do have TVs. So we're gonna figure that out, and we'll devise a new plan here.
Who's gonna win that argument? Hold on, real quick, Dolly. Who's gonna win this argument, Kenny or Kenny's wife?
Kenny.
Wow. Mike, you've been married, 14 years, something like that? Who's going to win this argument?
Look, you got to pick your battles, Kenny. I'll give you this. If this was a big game, you put your foot down and you make sure you watch it. But since it's not a big game, you give in a little bit, you record it, you watch it when you get home.
My wife is clapping. I don't know if you can hear her. She's clapping in the background. Thank you. She supports Mike's choice there.
Andrew Jericho, as the youngest member of this panel right now, do you have any advice for Kenny?
You might need to stand your ground. Yeah.
This guy. I like Andrew.
I grew up in a household with my 2 brothers and my sister, and when it was our turn to watch the game, it was our turn.
It's our turn. That's
you're a Jets fan though too. Remember that.
Yeah. So it wasn't always the best experience, but you got to be there. Wins, loss, bad losses, terrible losses that make you contemplate.
We'll figure it out.
All right, Mike, let's go. Who's going to have the breakout game? Give me a name of somebody that no one's thinking about. If we had to give an MVP, do we give MVP trophies in this game, by the way? Anybody know? Is there an MVP?
I'm pretty sure they do, right? Last couple Gasparilla Bowls, I think they
didn't Bowser get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bowser got it last game.
All right, well, congrats on the MVP of the Gasparilla Bowl, Mike. Who do you got? Who's holding up the war-chested, beaded trophy tonight?
Well, 90% of the time they give those to the guys you already know. It's going to be JRP. If UCF wins this game, it'll be JRP. It's his last game, unless somebody on the defense scores like 2 touchdowns. Something crazy. Like you see every once in a while a Super Bowl MVP on defense. The guy's got to have like 3 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. Otherwise, it's going to the quarterback or Harvey. And Harvey's the other option. Those are the 2.
Kenny, what do you think?
Someone commented Walter Yates III, which is hilarious while we were saying that.
That's Mario. Anytime you see Mario. Yeah, anytime you see Mario.
Also, wasn't it a Gasparilla Bowl that Drop had a scoop and score?
2019, yeah, the Marshall game.
I remember I was at that game. He didn't win MVP, unfortunately. He should have, but I'll go JRP. I think Mike's right. It usually goes to offensive players, and JRP's probably gonna have the biggest day. So
Jericho, any chance it's not JRP?
I would say 1% chance it's not him, unless RJ Harvey has a great day. I mean, that's the only other person can go to if it's not him. RJ Harvey needs to at least have 200 yards on the day, 2 TDs to secure that.
Jeez, well, I mean, Miles told you to take the over. That'll cover the
if
over. Dolly, what do you got?
Yeah, Dolly, what do you got? It's gonna be JRP. Remember the last time he played at Ray J, he didn't finish the game, so he's gonna go off.
True. That's a fun fact. We mentioned Jeff Allen earlier. Jeff does a great job of producing the Big 12 minute for us. So I'm going to give you all a 1-24-second break, and Jeff Allen's going to give you a quick update on everything going on in the Big 12.
Just ahead of UCF kicking off Big 12 participation in the bowl season, the men's basketball conference schedule is fast approaching after the first of the year. In non-conference play, 13 of the 14 teams are above the 500 mark, with 6 teams ranked in the top 25. Kansas leads the pack at number 2, with Houston on their heels at number 3. Oklahoma checks in at number 7. Baylor is ranked 10th, BYU 17th, and Texas at number 19. After UCF Georgia Tech tonight, next week has the following bowl matchups. On Tuesday, the Guaranteed Rate Bowl in Phoenix, Kansas versus UNLV, 9 o'clock ESPN. Wednesday has 2 games, the Duke's Mayo Bowl in Charlotte, West Virginia taking on North Carolina at 5:30 on ESPN. The Tax Act Texas Bowl in Houston will have Oklahoma State taking on Texas A&M, 9 o'clock on ESPN. Thursday also has a pair of Big 12 bowl teams in action. The Pop-Tarts Bowl here in Orlando has Kansas State against NC State, 5:45 on ESPN. And in the Valero Alamo Bowl in San Antonio, Oklahoma takes on Arizona, 9:15 on ESPN. And Friday wraps up the Big 12 Bowl party in Memphis. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl has Iowa State taking on Memphis, 2:30 on ESPN. With your Happy Holidays edition of the Big 12 Minutes, I'm Jeff Allen.
Jeff's got the best voice in radio, right? Kenny, you agree?
He does. I just wanted to update you real quick. Me and the wife have come to an agreement. We will go to the original brewery, which for those who have been to St. Petersburg before, Three Daughters Brewing, really popular brewery here. They have some Christmas beers. She wants to have one. So we're going to go there beginning, and then we'll have a drink or two, and then we will go to another brewery in the area that does have TVs so I can watch the game.
Wow.
Compromise. That's the beauty of marriage, Andrew.
You're doing it backwards. You should do it the reverse way. This way,
of course, Mike.
That's at the beginning.
Mike, what do you want me to do? I did my best.
But my way, you watch the game at the beginning and then you record it and you get home and you go watch the second half later. Now you're going to watch the first half and you're not going to know what happens in the second half. You're going to miss the whole first half and you're going to catch the second half.
I'm not I'm not one of those people that can I can't stay off Twitter. I have to watch the game live. Otherwise I spoil it, and then I'm like, I don't want to watch if they lost or won or whatever. I want to see it live.
All right,
that's just me personally.
Kenny, you have to whenever everyone zig, Mike zags. All right, so no matter what it is he was going to take the opposite, no matter what it was. All right, gents, we got a few minutes left. I'll let everybody get out of here and get to your setup, but let's go around the horn real quick. Get some score predictions from the game and some keys. Dolly, I'll start with you. Give me your score prediction and any keys to the game. What you're looking for.
I just want to see everyone stay healthy. I think there'll be some juice with the guys that are signing back on for next year, so we can keep our little trio of talents. I'd like to see JRP kind of go off, close the game out in Raymond James. Last time he got some spasms and couldn't finish it out. So I'm going to go with us winning 35-28 UCF. It'll be a game to start the third quarter.
Ooh, all right. Andrew Cherico, give us your prediction. Any keys to the game?
All right. So I think we're going to see JRP go for 3 touchdowns today. We're going to let it rip. 1 interception. He's going to have one of those moments. We're going to see a big Javon Baker. He's going to catch it and just go off with it. We saw that a couple times throughout the season. Defense, it's not going to be all there. It's a bowl game. They're going to be competitive. Don't get me wrong, but they're not going to play at max intensity. It's just going to be a high scoring game. So I'm switching up my prediction right now in my head. 34-27. That's the prediction.
Oh wow, Peach Bowl score. All right, Kenny, what do you got? What's your prediction? What's your keys?
Dang, there we go. Andrew, he stole my score. That was my exact score. 34-27 UCF. Let JRP sling that thing. It's his last game. Let him ball out. Feed RJ Harvey a little bit. Let us see get that over. Let's get that over. Was it 122? Love to see him get that over.
22 and a hook. Yeah.
There we go. Let's get 122 so everyone can celebrate. And biggest thing, like Dolly mentioned, stay healthy. Everybody stay healthy. Let's end this thing with a dub and some healthy players.
UCF Mike, give us your prediction of the game you cared nothing about.
Look, this Georgia Tech team is one Mario Cristobal knee away from not even making a bowl game. This is not a good football team, and Brent Key is their head coach. Everybody's talking about their offense. I don't see it.
Whoa, hold on. Dolly is Brent Key's personal ghostwriter here. Hold on a second.
Hey, I'll take all the. I was at 4 a.m. writing that with him the last couple of days.
He may want to win this game badly, but it's not going to happen. UCF wins this game. We win comfortably. The ACC, we saw what they had to provide last night with Syracuse and what the Cows did to them. I think
everyone talking about.
Why are we still talking about that game? I don't understand.
We beat these guys handily, and we see a little Dylan Risk and Timmy McClain action in the fourth quarter. It's 38-13.
Kenny, you're in that Tampa market. I know you did sports for a while, so now you can talk freely. How big a deal are the Cows really over there?
I mean, people here have been excited about them, man. Like genuinely excited, and they've been impressed. And props to them. They won 6 games. They got to a bowl game, and I mean, Syracuse basically played a tight end at quarterback, which I feel bad for them. That sucks, but it is what it is. USF won it, or as Golish like to say, they spanked that ass, or were they whooped that ass?
Whooped that ass.
Yeah. Props to him. That was a good quote. That was a nice little soundbite there. Get the fans riled up. And they had a good recruiting class. So I'll be curious to see what they do over here in the next couple of years. But he's got the fans over here fired up for sure.
I would say in my first year going to UCF football games, I've learned the tradition of the cardiac nights very fast. And I think we'll get a display of that one more time. It's just going to be everything that could go wrong at certain moments will go wrong. But I've learned that that's the culture. We have to live with it.
Embrace it, Andrew. It's so fun. It's so fun. Embrace the chaos and the disaster. Gents, man, appreciate all you hopping on and taking some time. Everybody out there, thanks for watching. You got about 20 minutes or so to get to your spot, get your drink, get your food set up. We got to get Kenny out to that brewery and make sure he gets the time to not watch the game early on. So, but everybody, thanks for hopping in. Everybody have a safe, happy holiday season. Big thanks to Dolly, Andrew, Kenny, Mike, Miles, Pasco, another Andrew, Brian W. Peterson, everybody for hopping in the show tonight. Y'all take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk to you all soon. Everybody go Knights.
Have a good one, John.
Good night.